quick. So like I said, I to going back to owner what you originally said, that's the reason why I believe that they're going with Jeff Jarrett right now, unfortunately. And like I said, I don't have nothing against Jeff Jarrett. Uh, but it does speak volumes about the state of professional wrestling right now. That's where they have to rely on, especially to begin the year.
I can't say I disagree. You know, um, it's really a last resort that, like,
There's few people
what
that you could. There's not many people that you could count on to handle that, and Jeff Jarrett is the one to do it. Um, Wrestling is in trouble.
Yeah.
Um, who was I talking to? I was talking to Duke earlier. We was talking about Vince McMahon possibly coming back. I don't think that Vince McMahon main primary focus is to come back. I believe that TKO want him. I believe that TKO need him because nobody can operate. This is not the wrestling business. This is the WWE business. And nobody knows more about how to operate the WWE on a financial level, on different ventures, than Vince McMahon. And we talking about I believe like if they could have soaked out, I believe their plan was to soak out at least 5 years out of Vince McMahon before they parted ways with him. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But this situation, they literally had to let him go because Slim Jim, I remember Slim Jim was the most expensive sponsor that they got at the time. It was record breaking for the WWE, and they pulled their advertisements at the Royal Rumble if Vince McMahon didn't go. So they, Vince being on their team was bad business. And we look at so I brought up this factor, like on the same tip. I don't think that Vince McMahon, that's why Vince McMahon wanted to sell the business. You don't see his grandchildren coming to the shows showing that they want to get involved in the business. You know what I'm saying? I think that they got spoiled and want to just do their own thing. So he's setting them up. His children and his wife is bringing. He was probably there too, bringing in the new year with the president of the United States. They could set their children up to be congressmen and senators and even presidents. You know what I'm saying? And they got the money to back it. Um, so I think Vince McMahon. And here's another thing. I personally believe, and this is where everybody need to pay attention. I personally believe that the WWE will not be able to sell itself. Wrestling is going to hit a major decline to where nobody is going to give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? We going into a whole different shift of entertainment. And we was talking about bamboozle to where, you know, what can you do to step outside yourself and make out of 900 channels make me want to watch your product? And wrestling just continues to decline and decline and decline generation after generation. The wrestling fans today, I believe, are fooling themselves. But as we go to the next generation, I don't believe they're going to gain new wrestling fans. With that being said, Vince McMahon noting that, I think that he did right by getting rid of it because he know that that's just not gonna last, and you could build wealth somewhere else, even if it's in politics. White folk generally look out for their family, white supremacists. For generational wealth. Um, and he know that wrestling isn't going to take him there. With that being said. What do you think is the future of the McMahons, and do you agree that he uh, may not want to come back, knowing that it is not going to benefit him or his family in the future?
Well, he sold the company for what, like 9, 12 billion or something like that?
Okay, I want to know where this number came from. I've been hearing that it was 21 billion, and
Okay.
to my understanding, he walked out with 10 billion in his pocket after taxes.
So
I want to know
he
that 21. That's the shit I didn't understand in the beginning, and I don't understand it now. Where did they get this $21 billion transition?
and he got 10 of that 21.
Hmm?
Where did that other 12 go to? The board
Taxes,
shareholders.
taxes and shit.
God damn.
Taxes. Hey, we talking about billions of dollars, so taxes and possibly paying off other investors and all this other different shit.
Yeah.
But I heard he came out with 10 billion in his pocket. Hell, I'll take 10 billion out of a 21 million. Fuck, I'll be a proud taxpaying citizen.
Yeah.
That a bitch.
Not
I
to
mean,
mention
look,
the wealth that he had before.
we talking about 50 years of life work. Would you trade your life work for your 50-year life work for $10 billion? Yes, yes, yes. Um, um, owner, where you at with it?
Um, Vince is probably gonna end up starting some other venture outside of wrestling, like investing in a TV channel or
Well, I don't think
start
it's
his own
going no
series.
because TV not going nowhere either. See, the
Mm.
thing is, like I said, the key thing is, you look at the fact that he's been actively trying to get Linda McMahon in politics for the last 2 decades. They spent $50 million of their own money twice. So they spent $100 million of their own money trying to get that seat in Connecticut and lost it twice. But they still keeping they then like I said with they ties with Donald Trump, brushing shoulders with Donald Trump, brushed them and shoulders with other politics. Not to mention all of their grandkids are in college or close to going to college. They setting up a generational transition into another venture, and I don't believe it got nothing to do with money. I believe it's gonna have everything to do with politics. We gonna start seeing McMahon's running for office everywhere. I'm calling that right now.
That's a scary thought.
How do y'all feel about what I said about the decline of wrestling to the point to where it could be non-existent in 2 decades on the level that it's on now? The WWE specifically. Because TNA ain't, I mean, AEW ain't going nowhere further than where they at. But the WWE,
Mm, I think it's possible and probably even probable if they keep doing the same shit over and over again.
so remember the last episode I told y'all that, Chad, I don't know if you was up here, but I told y'all that, creatively, I believe that everything could be that's been done in professional wrestling. I don't think there's nothing else that could be done creatively in professional wrestling that's going to have a long lasting effect of it's something new and bring new eyes to the project, uh, to the thing. Um, especially with like I said, it's maybe not interesting to us because we've just seen and heard it all in entertainment, not to mention actually living life. I don't know about y'all, but I know some very entertaining people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Funnier than what's on my TV screen. And I brighten people's lives like that myself. But the thing is, like, so wrestling is just a smaller field out of all of that. But I brought this up the last time. You can rehash all the stuff, but don't you think it'll be much better and much fresher if you put a black face on it?
There you go.
You
Remember when
get
I
your
was
black John Cena, you get your black Stone Cold Steve Austin, you get your black Hulk Hogan, and you get your black Macho Man Randy Savage. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that these people gotta act like them, but whatever you rehash, put a black face on it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they got an opportunity with Bianca and Jade. They have an opportunity. I don't think they're
Yeah,
gonna
like
bite the
right now,
bullet.
Bianca got like she got like the most wins behind Cody in the company.
Mm-hmm. When do you,
Oh, they
when does
rely heavily. They rely
bruh,
heavily on Bianca. And see, the thing is this. The last show that I went to, February, August, April, whatever they did at the WrestleMania, whatever it was, April, I think. The last show I went to, Bianca still get, white folks sit up here and tell me how tired they are online of Bianca. But when you go to these, I mean, Jade Cargill entrance was flat, completely flat. People was still trying to figure out who she was at that time. You know what I'm saying? But the hype that the WWE put around her, they didn't put no substance behind her. They didn't put no action behind her. So people still didn't know how to react to her, right? But then I'm on my own against the world. That as soon as that shit popped, I got the video. Soon as that shit popped, the crowd just went on they went on their motherfucking feet. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
She's still the most popular person because she got bigger pops. I think the only people that got bigger as great of pops as her was AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio
Yeah, I think
and
hers is
Cody
louder. The only
and,
one
and,
that
and Cody.
I think the only one that rivals her is Cody, in my opinion.
But see, notice I named notice I named veterans. I named Rey Mysterio, I named AJ Styles, and I named Cody Rhodes, who just won the WWE title literally that Sunday. So with that being said, she's the one of the last decade that came in with over the last decade that get the higher pops out of anybody that came over in the last decade. Her talent is undeniable, and the reason why her shit works so well is because we haven't seen a woman like she got the same story as anybody else. But she is being done in blackface. And so that just got to intrigue. But on top of that, you're intriguing young black girls that don't even watch wrestling. If you put Bianca Belair on your screen and let Bianca do what they do, these girls is gonna sit down and watch that segment and then they gonna go on about the rest of their day. But they are going to watch that segment. Do Rhea Ripley have this effect on white children?
No, it's white dudes who like Rhea. It's grown men who like Rhea Ripley.
That's a fact.
Grown men who don't have uh children or girlfriends like Rhea Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
So white folk call me racist. Um, I just acknowledged that Terry Reynolds was one of the baddest white females in wrestling at the time, right? So I'm not biased when it come down to white women when I ask this question. Trish Stratus at a certain point could get it. You know what I'm saying? Even in her old age, she aged a little gracefully for a white woman. She could get it today, right? Um, so I'm not biased. I'm not opposed to having sexual relations with white women since I woke up. Um, ain't that much spit in the world, but uh, fucking sandpaper and shit. uh, but um, with that being said, though, what do y'all see in Rhea Ripley? Do y'all find yourself attracted to her to where if she was to corner your ass right now, you'll be ready and prepared?
Nah, before she did all the heavy makeup and tattoos and shit.
Mm-hmm.
when she first debuted and shit. Yeah, but nah.
Okay, I wasn't attracted to her in that way then. So that's your type of white woman. Got you.
I'm like,
Uh,
I'm just saying, like,
I
I mean,
cut your ass, man. um, White folk are attracted to they women wearing black hair and black makeup and shit. None of that shit is appealing. I get what you saying. But she looked like Okada then.
very chan. I see
Rhea
what you mean.
Ripley looked like the episode of The Simpsons, the first episode that they presented with the babysitter that came and terrorized them. Y'all know, owner, you know who I'm talking about. It's the first official episode. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad. No, it's not. It's not. That was supposed to be the first official episode of The Simpsons. I think they turned it to the last because the Christmas episode. So I'm not about to go through that history, but I think it's the last episode. But it was produced. It was supposed to be produced as the first. And so it's the babysitter.
Lucille
You see
Botskowski.
Put that up there. Put that up in the jumbotron.
Oh, no.
the babysitter
Yeah.
bandit, bro?
Huh?
The babysitter bandit. Yeah, she
Yeah, the
got the
babysitter
haircut.
bandit. Yep.
Yeah,
That's what Rhea Ripley looked like. And so I just don't see and I mean literally with the hunchback and all that shit, the shoulders and shit. Um,
Oh.
yeah. So uh
Rhea Ripley has moments where the camera catches her cheeks right, and that's why she goes viral. But then you look at her face, you'd be like, God damn, the crow is alive and had a sex change. That's where I'm at with it.
hold on one
she got
second.
more
Let me send this.
masculine eyes too, like over
She's
the years.
way
Like
more masculine. Like you talking about cornering me. I'm
she
a
went as
cooperate
masculine
so
back
I
in the
don't,
day.
Hold on
I
one
just
second.
I'd be like, look, man, I just want to be on my merry way.
It used to be, China got surgery to make her features softer. This bitch on testosterone doing pull ups and shit.
You,
Wide back.
why back for real? Who wants to see that? Uh, come on, like the back muscles. That's too much. That's just, no. That's not. No.
All right, so so there's nobody that Rhea Ripley influences. There's nobody that Liv Morgan influences. I mean, don't nobody want their children to be influenced to be a slut anyway, right? Um, like okay, so you know, how do you feel about this feud? Like, especially with Tiffany Stratton winning the women's championship? Do you believe that Rhea Ripley is going to win a women's championship, and where do you move on with these women from here on out? Like, uh, is Liv Morgan gonna want to get back? My thing is none of these people want rematches after they lose the fucking title. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know what. Let me tell you something, bro. To your point,
Didn't Stone Cold Steve Austin always want to be the WWF champion?
always.
He could go off and do his little side feud and handle his business with Triple H and The Undertaker or something, but he always found his way back to that title picture, right?
Right.
He
I got
never
the
looked weak. He never looked stupid.
I got the they doing this shit on purpose. Remember when
He
I
never
do
made
the
nobody look stupid. He did make certain people look weak after the invasion, but you got to
you're
check.
dumb, you're pathetic.
I
No,
mean,
I said
that's
Stone
why he
Steve
fell off
Austin. Like
because he
you never
literally
got heat on
slaughtered
Steve
all his
Austin.
competition from The Rock to Chris Canyon to task. He slaughtered all potential feuds. He slaughtered all of them in that 6 months. He slaughtered everybody. The Hardys, um, Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is the only one that kind of got the best of him, but the Stone Cold literally slaughtered everybody from WWF, WCW, and ECW, the entire invasion, and that fucked up Stone Cold progress.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I watched them do it. I watched them do it to the point to where in 2003, uh the year 2002 when he was walking out on Brock Lesnar and shit like that, the Brock Lesnar situation, you having these matches with the Undertaker and Scott Hall and all these established older people, because you couldn't elevate Chuck Palumbo throughout the invasion. You couldn't elevate Sean O'Hare. You couldn't elevate Chris Canyon. You couldn't elevate, Brian Adams. And, I'm just bringing out random names. You couldn't elevate Booker T. The way you slaughtered Booker T down. Booker T had no chance in hell of even us thinking that he was going to beat you, even if it was off the whim. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You slaughtered everybody from the top to the bottom, and then like the same year that you did it to The Rock, the same year that you did it to Undertaker and Kane and Chris Benoit and Chris Jericho, you did it from the top to the bottom, to the top, the middle, the bottom, in one single year. Stone Cold Steve Austin destroyed everybody and killed his career as a result. Nobody gave a fuck about the WWE, Stone Cold in 2020, excuse me, 2002.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so
Ooh.
where was we going to lead into what? Why did we bring up Stone Cold?
I think we
Um.
talking about characters being protected.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So it was one
Oh.
particular person that we was talking about before then. Okay, so let's
I got a stat for you. Remember when I make the transitional progress comparison between Braun Breaker and Carmelo Hayes
yes.
last year. Now we already know who having a better career right now, but last year they wrestled the same exact amount of matches, which was 49. Uh, as far as wins are concerned, Braun Breaker is number 29, Carmelo Hayes is number 30. Braun Breaker had 30 wins, 18 losses. Carmelo Hayes had 15 wins, 30 losses.
What's that? The per capita shit they talking about?
This is total
Um,
matches. Total matches for 2004, last year.
I'm sorry. What was the total matches that they had? The differences in the
49,
total.
49 each. Both of them had the same amount of matches.
Oh, but they percentages is off.
Yeah. And as far as the rank is concerned, Braun Breaker is number 29 and Carmelo Hayes is number 30.
Huh. Who the hell beat Brian Breaker 18 times?
It's probably a bunch of interference matches because Dave billed him great last year. Could be interference matches. Something where he got in, like someone attacked him from behind during the match or something like that. Because
So
he only has one draw, I think. Let me see. Well, he has one draw. One draw. Carmelo Hayes has four draws.
so you know, and the thing is, wins or losses, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Breaker is able to advance through that. To the point to where him losing the Intercontinental title didn't hurt him. As a
Nope.
matter of fact, it made him stronger, and he was able to, build off of that. And plus, I think they probably might get ready to move him toward the bloodline. With this stuff coming up on Netflix, which it makes sense if you want to transition from Solo.
Yeah.
Also, possibly get Solo a championship, right?
Yep.
Um, along, hell, Solo versus Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
That's a lit ass match right there, boy. Somebody gonna get hurt.
Yeah, I mean, you would think so, right? You got to move them out somehow. We're gonna talk about the future of Roman Reigns later. Um, the thing though is, who's the United States champion right now?
Shinsuke Nakamura.
What has he done since he won that title?
He wrestled one match. As a matter of fact, last year he wrestled. Wow, this man's damn. That's a horrible record. He wrestled 56 matches and he only won four of them, and he lost 52.
Huh.
Tough.
Yeah, well, white folk can sit up here and say, and this is the point that I was making again, how white folk, random white folk, can come up and get these NXT championship matches, and old white folk could come up and get these AEW world title matches, and these international championships and all this other different shit. But black people can't show up and do shit. You know what I'm saying? They not booking them to show up and do a goddamn
Mm-mm.
thing.
No.
That and they just black people, white folk, and handkerchief head peccatile niggers justify that shit by saying who they just not ready. Who. Well, who the fuck was Ethan Page last week? Who the
Don't
fuck
know.
is Eddie Thorpe? I'm just discovering Eddie Thorpe name off the fucking skit that they did with the Rock daughter, ugly ass daughter, by the way. Let's get on the Rock's daughter right quick, because I don't think this is
she
being
got
talked
her. She
about
got her
enough.
daddy's forehead,
She
and
looked
I don't
like the
know where them
ugly
teeth
ass
came
Tia and
from.
Tamira. She looked like Tia and Tamira. I merged these pictures together on TikTok and shit, and it just looked fucking weird. And that's what she looked like. She looked like Tia and Tamira merged together.
You ever seen Aliens and there was like a hybrid xenomorph?
A what?
It was a hybrid xenomorph. The xenomorph is the actual alien, that black motherfucker with the platinum teeth. Yeah, that's the alien. But they mixed alien with a human, and I I hate to be this mean, but damn, I have to post it in the jumbotron. I put the babysitter bandit in the jumbotron, by the way. But hold on,
Yeah,
let me.
that's Rhea Ripley. That's the gut and all.
Damn, as soon as I typed in the X, they knew exactly what the fuck I was searching up. All right. Yeah, it's the hybrid xenomorph. You ain't never seen the I forgot was that I think it was Aliens 3 or some shit. Alien Resurrection, that's what it is.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I wasn't never all in on type of movies and shit.
She looked like Sigourney Weaver. She looked like Ripley 8. That's what she her she got the same forehead as her daddy, bro. That shit is insane. That top grill is love. All right.
All right, so
Let's talk about the Rocks, though.
triple. Look at where we at right now. Now I'm just noticing this. This has always been a problem in the industry. But it's getting out of hand now. Triple H confirms that he has penciled in the main event of WrestleMania 41. Can you imagine if Vince McMahon had have announced that he penciled in before the Royal Rumble, announced that he penciled in the main event for WrestleMania 15, let's say.
He would never do no shit like that.
We know that it's gonna be Stone Cold versus The Rock. We know that. By the
Yeah.
way that they heading towards stuff, but you still gave us Vince McMahon winning the Royal Rumble. He's the number one contender. And now Stone Cold got an opportunity to take that back. You know what I'm saying? They still
Mm-hmm.
gave you a month of believing, hey, is it gonna be Vince McMahon versus The Rock? You know what I'm saying? Um, Same thing with Kurt Angle. You know what I'm saying? In 2001 when it was leading up, you didn't know that The Rock was going to win the title at No Way Out, but you always figured, like, hey, they going to go with Stone Cold versus The Rock for WrestleMania 17. You just didn't know how they was going to get there. Um, how much of a factor do you believe that the social media, reading spoilers and, getting confirmation that it's gonna be The Rock versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania and shit like that. How much does that take a lot of shit out for you? And then the
Um,
thing is, you can't help that this information is coming to you.
some of it be cap, and I think it's just to get a reaction.
Apparently,
And
this came from Triple H's mouth that he didn't announce what the main event is gonna be, but he's announcing that he know what direction they gonna go at WrestleMania. Well, I'll let you continue. I do want to point out that it was a report about 2 years ago that the WWE was going to start planning their shows out a year in advance.
oh,
Uh, that was an official press release. Um, and I believe that they have been sticking with that, and I believe that's why certain things isn't authentic, like the Rhea Ripley Liv Morgan thing fell flat today. It was hot when it started, obviously, but it fell flat today. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the result of the long term booking that they have?
Yeah, and because it ain't nothing for them to all. I find it hard to believe that they're really planning this out a year ahead. Like, because if you are, that pretty much eliminates the fans' input, right?
What input do fans have on the WWE? That that that's
Reaction,
that's
reaction, and ticket sales.
I'm trying to say this the best way I can. Um I'm trying to say this the best way I can. WWE fans is fooling themselves, and at the same time, the only people that's really buying tickets to this show is the casuals. And I
Mm,
believe that these casuals aren't watching week after week. They just know that the WWE coming to town, so they get the ticket. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
I don't watch WWE, but I get the ticket. I take my sons, I'm take my nephews or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just something to do on a Monday or Friday night. Barry, what's up?
Oh shit, Barry. Yeah.
What up? What's going on, man?
Nothing, man. Talking shit.
I see. I see. Um, the WWE, I'm not watching that shit no more, man. If I was a black, pulling for a FBA, pulling for a black act, I'm not watching that this year because I very much doubt that we're going to see any actual black champions in there this year.
That's not gonna
Look
happen.
what happened in the past year.
Yeah.
You got somebody, a generational talent like Bianca Belair. And from the looks of it, they might be jobbing her to Jade Cargill, who is not even that, don't get me wrong, nothing against her, but she's not on Bianca's level, man. And they gonna job Bianca after her just to elevate her. I think it's wrong, man. And then, it's like, I don't know, man, like a lot of black acts are gonna get the short end of the stick this year. I'm wondering.
Oh shit. We lost you, brother.
Here, I'm here.
There you go.
I'm
There
here
you go.
now. Now I'm saying, like, you're gonna see a lot of more black acts getting up out of that joint, especially now since it's you see Triple K hanging out with Donald Trump, and
Mhm.
you see, you know,
We was just talking
don't be
about that.
surprised.
We was just talking about him being with Donald Trump. And I'm looking at the fact of I believe that Vince McMahon gave the business up because he don't see it being a thing that's going to generate wealth for his family 20, 30 years from now. And I do believe that the McMahons want to go into the political areas. So right now, all of their grandkids are in college or
But
headed to college. So
you
they,
gotta ask me this. You gotta ask somebody. Gotta ask me this though. What the hell is Linda McMahon trying to run for the Department of Education? Like, what the hell
that's,
is
you
that
know
about?
what? Donald Trump is placing people. I don't think that that's a job that she applied for. I think that whatever is, and
That's
the
what I'm saying.
Trump cabinet is interesting to me. I want to see what the fuck they want to do. That's why I'm kind of holding back on a lot of shit because I want to see where Trump coming from right now. He got a lot of outside interests that's not in the best interest of white America. um, so it's gonna be interesting to see where the fuck he coming from,
And it's not in the best. And it's not in the best interest of us when you think about it
huh?
either. So it's like it's not gonna be in the best interest of us either.
Well, if it's not in
I'm
the best
telling you,
interest for
man.
whites, that's gonna be the least for us. And for the fact that she's in the educational department, and if you know what white folk been talking about when it come down to education, it's key specific things that they want to take out of it. And I believe that if they hired somebody that was qualified for the job, they're not going to do that. So he placed a person that's going to do whatever the fuck he want them to do, and that person is Linda McMahon.
And this will be her second cabinet position.
At first, she was the small business administrator, which is
Yep.
more her thing. She's a businesswoman. She built the WWE from the ground up with her and Vince's own little money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that's more her field. But this education department shit, it just seemed like she's a puppet that's going to do everything that they want her to do.
Yep.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah. So that. And
Right.
for the fact that she would take that position, she's willing to take that position, knowing that she's not qualified. That lets you know that she wants to be that puppet. And like I said, everything that Vince and Linda McMahon do from here on out is not for them. They're due to be dead within the next 20 years. They're doing it for their children and grandchildren and potential great grandchildren that's coming up. Uh, so that's what I see with that. The McMahons um, is setting themselves up for the political point to where they grandchildren could become Congress people and senators and possibly even president. You know what I'm saying? One of Triple H's daughters may be getting ready to fuck with Barron Trump. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
By the way, for context, I was looking at her paperwork over here. She did serve on the Connecticut Board of Education in 2009.
well, look back on that. Read up on that because didn't she get kicked out when they found out she didn't have the qualifications? Like the next day or some shit.
I'm reading it now. She was appointed by the governor. Uh-huh. And yeah, she resigned almost like a year later. Not
Yeah,
even a year,
that
almost a
was the
year.
thing.
Yeah,
That was
because
the
the
thing.
state law does not allow board members to solicit campaign contributions. Ooh, that's messy.
Who was she soliciting the shit from?
Days after her resignation, the Hartford reported that McMahon had falsely filled out a questionnaire from the governor's office on which she claimed to have received a bachelor's degree in education from East Carolina University in 1969. Her degree was actually in French. At the time, she claimed she thought her degree was an education because she had completed a semester of student teaching. Wow.
Cause she did well. Hold on, my bad. Repeat that last part.
She at the time she claimed thought her degree was an education because she completed a semester of student teaching.
Oh man. Oh.
Wow. So semester
So
hopping, she forgot what the fuck.
teaching them how to speak French then, right? Teaching them the French language, right?
That's crazy. How you get a degree in a foreign language?
That don't is that a
Bruh, I'm reading it right now. It's
I'm trying to it
yo,
was the 60s. I'm trying to think, is that
yeah.
a fucking is that a what is the degree? What is French?
Her degree.
What do you do with that? Do you
Let me see this shit again. Governor questioning office where she claimed to have received a bachelor's degree in education from East Carolina University in 1969. Her degree was actually in French. Damn.
so
At the time,
she keep getting appointed to these things. She got appointed and this is a school board in Connecticut, right?
yep.
Okay, and I remember Negro was from Connecticut, and Connecticut is certain areas of Connecticut is a primary black area, and I wonder if that's what she was trying to restrict, because they going off the stuff with the CTE and Black History too. Um, Trying to eliminate wokeism out of school. Which lately I've been asking white folk what the fuck is their definition of woke. That's what generally drive them off. Cause I've been getting hit hard over the last couple of weeks with these motherfuckers. Ask them what
Yeah.
woke is, they'll disappear.
Yeah.
That'll
I'm
It's the
like,
conversation ender right there.
yeah. Yeah. What is woke? Some shit you don't like? Like, what? Because I'm hearing this wokeism a lot. Like, I think we got two different definitions as far as our community is concerned.
So we could move on to what Barry was talking about, because that was going to become the subject. Let's talk about people from NXT moving up to the WWE and what they could potentially do with them. So now we see Trick Williams is the NXT champion. We see what type of year he had. We see that he could have potential to be elevated into a main event player in the WWE. But we seen that with Carmelo Hayes 3 years ago, and we look at Carmelo Hayes today. We are watching Wesley emerge as the best heel in the business right now. I mean, if
He
y'all
got
been
two
watching
tethers under
Wesley,
him.
huh?
He got two big ass tethers with him too.
Well, he had two whites with him before then.
This an improvement. I give it.
Yeah, it's no improvement, but it's whatever. No, it's whatever he needed click and stuff to elevate him. It's
A
him that's
Nigerian
it's
and a
him that
Haitian.
it's him. Oh man, oh my God. I've been asking to hear a conversation between them two for the longest.
Yo, they can actually speak though.
No, I've been wanting to hear. I go in these spaces talking to these, listening to these tethers and shit, and talking to these tethers and shit, and I never hear a African talk to a fucking Caribbean, and I've been waiting to hear this conversation for the longest. Even if it's just all anti-black, I just want to see how they connect. Because my thing is, everybody always look toward American Negroes to connect with the diaspora. But I don't hear Haitians calling themselves African Haitian. I don't hear no Jamaican calling themselves African Caribbean. Why we got to call ourselves African American? You know what I'm saying?
There you
Why do
go.
they expect us to do that? Haiti do not do anything to try to connect themselves with Africa. Um, and I talked to a Haitian off this app. As a matter of fact, I've been down to Florida. I did a little tour down to Florida last year, and I still connect with some of the people down there. And it's this one particular Haitian that I asked that, why don't y'all call each other Haitian Americans? I'm sorry, Haitian, African Haitians. And they say, like, look, we separated and created our own shit, and created our own land. Pretty much what the foundational Black Americans, American Negroes would say. That same talking point. But it's a problem with us using that talking point as opposed to y'all. And I think that they feel because they, according to him, they feel because they fought and beat their oppressors that separates them from Africa. And
But did they really beat them
I
though?
was gonna say you can see where they are now, the state that they in now.
Sharing land with pseudo Africanized Spaniards, um,
Yeah,
and you
that's where that
still
turned out.
paying taxes to the French,
Mm,
which is some bullshit. Uh, that's your reparations fight right there. You need to go back there and tell them to give you your bread back because that was some bullshit. How the
yeah,
hell you win the war and have the French king on his knees surrendering to Emperor Jean Jacques Dessalines, and you have to pay billions and trillions of dollars up to the point of damn near a century?
yeah.
Huh.
Well, this is their issues that they got to work out. But the thing is, though, and that's neither here nor there. And for more information, anybody that do not understand what we're talking about, the game, all skin folk isn't kinfolk. Just like French won't take claim to being white, at least in modern times. Same with Polish. Same with these white skinned Jews. Irish and fucking Italian and shit. A lot of people recognize that they are not these Mayflower whites. Um, well, the same thing with black people. Culturally, ethnically, American Negroes are much different than Ghanaians and Nigerians and Caribbean, Jamaicans and Haitians and other, even Indian people. Much different. We are all not the same. We don't all, live under the same construct and like I said, cultures is much different. Um, Not going to sit up here and say one is greater than the other, but it is one particular group that stands out amongst the world more than anyone else. But that's neither here nor there. And for more information, you can check out the delineation and the importance of delineation series that I have in the playlist on YouTube, which will give you many different perspectives of what I mean and the importance of delineating as we looking at the American Negro specifically that is declining in professional wrestling in favor of people such as Jade Cargill, Obafemi, and Moose from TNA. These are the black faces that they will put out to say that they aren't a racist organization toward American Negroes specifically, as to where they replace people such as Bianca Belair and Trick Williams and Obafemi replacing Trick Williams and Wesley and stuff because they'll put the energy behind that big African, uh, more energy and effort than they would an American Negro, such as Trick Williams and Wesley. But y'all could check that out on YouTube. But Kaylani Jordan, who's mixed with white, what's the other bitch name? Um, Jada Parker, who's mixed with white. Um, and Chad, it was you that was telling me that you go on her Instagram and she not that old stereotype, you know, right?
That is 100% correct because I remember people in the chat, mainly a bunch of white incels, were criticizing her moveset, and she just laughed it off. And I'm expecting her to, start snapping her neck, reaching and pulling back, and tapping her wrist and letting them know what time it is. But no, she literally played the nice girl. She basically said, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and you're going to keep watching.
Who's that?
Jada Parker. She is not this damn
For real?
stereotype. No, she is not this. She is a very wholesome mixed girl from Port St. Lucie. She ain't no damn ghetto GTA
But the
character.
key
Right.
is the key is they want to the key is that's how they want to continue to present us. And even if you got the slightest hint of dark skin, that's how they are going to present you. I think we talked about it last week when Brandy came out there and called who told you it was Mike Knight, bitch, and shaking her. Brandy is no, that's not her character. That's not how she presents herself. But I
That
think
was so cringe, man.
she was forced to come out there and do that. Barry, a couple of things real quick. I put in the jumbotron a video that I compiled yesterday. It's three different videos in one, but I think you might feel that when you get a chance. It's like 5 minutes to check that out. It's basically the stereotypes that we was talking about. But a couple of things I meant to get you up the other day. Have you ever seen the Spike Lee joint Bamboozle? Barry. Um, if you did, I'm gonna try to connect with you on that because we did a review about that, but we only got up to half the movie. Um, but we're gonna do another half probably next week, and I may have Isaiah Washington to come up and join us on that review. So if you've seen that movie, or if you want to check it out again, I urge you to do that. And that's another movie actually starring Isaiah Washington called Dancing in September. And if you haven't seen that, that's similar to Bamboozled. And that movie hit just as hard, if not harder, because it do give you more introspective from different types of characters, from executives to writers to actors. Um, that resonates with Bamboozle. So I'll continue to link to that. That's on YouTube. You can check that out as well. Barry, are you available? All right, Owner, did you see the link that I sent you yesterday? I know you kind of mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about, right?
Gotta keep it real.
Yeah. You gotta. Did you spin when you did that shit?
Nah, the fucking scene with what's her name, Tashina Arnold. That,
Oh, that shit is crazy. I was
that,
gonna put that on TikTok, and I'm still thinking about doing that. That was a very important scene. How it led up to that. Um, because I clipped that out yesterday. I'm gonna end up putting it on TikTok tonight. Because that was a very important scene because um
they slowly and slowly like just took more and more of the
well
humanity out the character.
before they did that scene, she was talking to the guy. Mike,
George Washington.
what is his name? George Washington. His name was George Washington. She was talking to George, and she was saying like, this character wouldn't say this. Remember, the character was Jennifer Lewis, and James Avery. That was his parents. She wouldn't say this. She wouldn't do this. But the networks won't need y'all to make it funnier. And notice that the ratings was always dropping, but it was dropping by a very, very little, right? And they would keep telling you, make it funnier, make it funnier. And in that one particular scene, they was going regular, and then they said make it funnier, and then they stepped it up a little bit and got it a little bit more buffoonish. Said, "Oh, it's got to be funnier," and that's how they ended up where they ended up to in the fucking stereotypes in that goddamn 30 seconds right there. Nigga, shit. But didn't they hit you with the cast though?
Oh yeah,
Nigga, I
that's
looked up and Pam was in that bitch. Like, what the fuck? Y'all gotta go watch that movie, man. And it's And it's crazy because oh man, I don't want to review this movie without y'all going to go see it. But it's a particular part to where eventually Pecker Tom Ron is gonna meet that that he gonna meet that part right there. I didn't think they was gonna get that graphic or nothing. That was a hell of a scene. Um, but I got some things I want to talk about in that character particularly. So we are going to review that with the bamboozle. All right. So Chad, try to get that in. Barry, if you're available, I need to ask you something. Um, let's get back on this. Who am I missing on the American Negro side in NXT?
Yo, what's going on?
Hey, Barry, I was just saying, did you hear anything I was saying the last couple of minutes?
No, I was on mute real quick. I had to take care of some things real quick. What's going on?
All right, a couple of things. I don't know if I talked to you about this. Did you watch Bamboozle? That Spike
Little
Lee
bit,
joint I was telling you about?
bits and pieces. Yeah, the little bits and pieces.
Yeah, if you if you could get the rest of that movie in, and actually it's another movie that I'm tithing in with that I could send. I DM you the link. Um, called Dancing in September, which is similar to
I
that.
watched the movie. I just watched it. I remember way back weeks ago.
You
About me, I
kind you
watched
breaking out. I
it.
can't hear you.
God said, you mentioned, can you hear me? Can
A
you hear me?
little. It's a little better.
I said, you had mentioned something about that actor Isaiah Washington a couple weeks back. So I remember you said you was working on it with some, if I'm
Yeah,
not mistaken, right? Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And he actually starred in that movie, Dancing in September. I chopped it up with him last night on the messenger tip. It looked like that may end up happening. So I don't have a specific date. I want to try to move sometime next weekend. So if you could try to get the rest of Bamboozle out, and plus the Dancing in September movie out that I could send you. You more than welcome to come up and join on that. Because those movies in particular hit with Wrestling with Racism, specifically how we are generally portrayed in wrestling. When they see black, they portray us on how they view black people, and there's no authenticity behind it, and there's nothing genuine behind it. Um, Barry in the Jumbotron, you see Thea, I put that link up to the video I did last night. I would want you to see that and tell me what you thought about that too. Because that kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
catered to these stereotypes that we still face today. With Lash Legend, Jakari Jackson, Jada Parker, Bianca Belair is a stereotype. Uh, Jade Cargill, I don't know. Jade Cargill don't act like nothing now, do she? Do she got a personality in the WWE like she did in AEW?
She's trying to act like a stereotype, but I don't think anybody's buying it. I don't think.
Ain't nobody buying that shit.
What's
Um,
that? You said I buying it.
it's still kind of breaking out with you. It's like it's sounding more disoriented,
Yeah, right, right. Can you hear me now?
a little better.
Now I was saying, she does try to act like a stereotype, but I don't think anybody's buying it.
No, but I'm noticing it a lot less in the WWE than when the AEW. Uh, it's more like they scaled back on that.
Right, right.
Uh,
To be honest,
but
I don't think they know what they want to do with her, man. Because you know,
They fucked up. They fucked up by putting her out there so soon, and they let her expose herself.
right, right.
If she didn't
And
catch
like I
on
said,
after 2 years in AEW, and that was AEW problem, they brought her up out the blue. And just
right,
because she got a look, they just threw her out there in the wolves, and she just can't catch on right quick. That's the saving grace for Bianca. That's the saving grace for Bianca. Problem is, it really don't take much time off the road for her to actually get it. And that's what I think that they doing right now. I think they've been training the shit out of her. Uh, I think that they trained her up, before this, and they threw her out there and she still didn't catch on. But now that she got the world experience that she got, if she come back better, this run, then I think they're gonna go full fledged with Jade.
well, that's
If she
it.
come back the same or worse, then I think that preserves Bianca Belair.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a rock and a hard place, man. And I kind of think it's fucked up, if you ask me. Bianca's the throne. Bianca,
I
I think
would break
Bianca.
Bianca Belair up. I would break Bianca Belair up, and it's about to get interesting this year. Cause I would break Bianca if the WWE don't want no trouble, they better break Bianca Belair up with Jade Cargill without them feuding at WrestleMania this year.
That's what I'm saying.
Because this is gonna expose a lot. With this is gonna expose a lot with how they're gonna go with this. Because how are you going to have Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, Jada Parker, Lash Legend, Jakara Jackson, all successful at one time on an individual basis?
Right, right. But like I said, I mean, I just hope this goddamn match with her and Bianca don't happen. People keep saying it's gonna happen at WrestleMania 41. That's where Jay gonna dominate and win. I hope that don't happen, man. But I do with Triple K. I'm thinking that's what will happen. God damn it. Unfortunately,
We
what will
gonna
be
find
Bianca's
out.
value?
And then the person that's gonna get hurt behind this the worst is Naomi. Unfortunately, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so too.
So we got to bank on. In order for Bianca and Naomi to be safe, we got to bank on Jade Cargill not performing up to par. But I don't think they're gonna determine that with Bianca Belair. I think they're gonna determine that after Bianca Belair. So if they have a shitty match at WrestleMania, um, then they're gonna go on to let her feud with other people. And if she having bad matches with Nia Jax and Bailey and Charlotte and all these other shit, they're gonna get her up out of there.
Right,
But
right.
it's just gonna be interesting to see because you brought up something
I
that's
just
also
I just
important.
hope
The fact
I
that
just hope they
you believe that people gonna start leaving. With that being said, do you believe that people gonna get fired or you think they gonna quit?
probably released or probably after they release. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't watch it. I'm just gauging the room. I'm just gauging the room. I'm just gauging the room. I don't watch the shit. You know what I mean? I'm just
I
looking
don't
at
watch it. I
WWE.
haven't watched a full episode of nothing since May.
Well, right when Bobby Lashley left, that's when I kind of like tuned back out. Like, yeah, this shit is fake. This shit is scripted, and it's not for us. The action. We are, and they always get people in the blacks always black people in color always get stereotyped in the scripted sport. I grew out of it
Hmm.
after the '80s. I grew out of it after the '80s. I was young, and I watched that.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. And it's even harder for me to like I said, these brothers right here is kind of restoring me continuing on with wrestling with racism because we at the point to where okay, I'm starting to grab a group of fans that's starting to feel the same way. But the problem that I'm facing is, these wrestlers are not openly speaking up about this shit, especially in the heat of the moment. Like we are here to the point to where it reached all the way up to the top to where Triple H was asked to address it publicly, and the fact that Triple H came out with the answer, I don't see color. And the fact that he said this and he still hasn't done anything to progress American Negroes beyond Bianca Belair, below Bianca Belair, is which he really hasn't progressed her. He left her stagnant and holding Jade Cargill hand. So we can't really say that he did shit with her either. Um, this would have been a time for all these people to speak out. Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins, on how they feel. And since they not doing that shit, then I'm wasting my motherfucking time. You know what I'm saying? Gonna give it a little bit of time. Now I think the 2025 people gonna finally start to feel that heat and feel like they need to step up and do something. And they're gonna recognize that running the AEW isn't gonna solve their problem either. So that's kind of what I'm banking on. Um, A lot of Negroes saying fuck this shit, running AEW, recognize AEW ain't gonna put that same effort behind them. Now we gotta look at the industry overall. And so Barry, this stuff that I be trying to tell you, when you see me, you don't never really see me giving credit to nobody. I kind of take it to everybody across the board. But if I do give a little leeway to WWE, or if I give a little leeway to AEW, I'm not giving nobody no true credit. The AEW and WWE is in the same boat. I can't sit up here and say because they using more black people in AEW, because in essence they not. Shelton Benjamin been there and he been losing every single week. He's the fall guy for Bobby Lashley. Um, Bobby Lashley is a Panamanian, a full blown Hispanic, so you already know where I stand with that. And the only thing that they're doing something with is Swerve Strickland still. And Swerve Strickland is a coon, but he's still an American Negro nonetheless. He's only one American Negro. So with that being said, the AEW is no better than the WWE in this instance. As a matter of fact, they may be worse considering the fact that this is a brand new company, and this is the way that you choose to start off. So we've been talking about is Tony Khan a racist? Um, I think Chad, you said that was he a homophobe or a racist when we talked about Nyla Rose and Sonny Kiss, and you said both. Uh, Owner, do you believe the decision to not feature Sonny Kiss and Nyla Rose is because they were homosexuals or because they're got some Negro blood in them?
Yeah, I think Chad is on to something. He probably racist and homophobic. He just and a closet homosexual with that.
I
I mean,
was
you don't
gonna. I
gotta.
hate to cut you off, owner, but I was gonna say that too. Maybe, hypothetically speaking, uh,
Oh shit! I hope you're not about to say what I think you about to say.
maybe Sonny said no to Tony Khan too many times, if you know what I'm saying. And just like Jay, gotta go. But go ahead, owner. I know you was cooking.
Oh no, you you hit it right on the head.
you
I
know,
think that's why he got such
Oh,
a close
I ain't
relationship
hitting
with
that.
Shelly
Wait,
Guevara.
correction. I ain't hit nothing on the head. I just brought up the possibility of of that being,
I,
why he was dismissed. Because we all can agree we disagree with the lifestyle, but Sonny Kiss can wrestle his ass off. Pause.
better than a lot of those whites in the AEW that they trying to present. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was baffling as to why he was able to let him go as opposed to keeping these injured people that he keep, and won't absolutely won't let them out their contract even off a request. Um, so, how do you incorporate Trick Williams to the main roster? What do you do with him?
Honestly, bro, I don't want it to happen. I I'd rather if this is the best version we gonna get of Trick Williams,
I want you to look at a factor real quick.
go ahead.
The thing about going to the WWE is you produce greater money.
Mm. So it's pretty much inevitable. Yeah. I'm just saying from my perspective. I know it's gonna happen. But if this gonna be just the sullying of this character, I mean, let's look. I keep pointing it out. Look at Carmelo Hayes, who is lighter than Trick Williams. In some cases, safer than Trick Williams. Trick Williams coming out there with his shirt off during promos, and he is more urban than the light skinned dude from Boston. So, how they're going to book him in SmackDown, which we don't know is going to be a TV 14 program or not, we do know it's going to be a 3-hour program. I don't know how that's going to work. And I see him going to SmackDown post going to Raw.
When he go to the main roster,
Mm.
do he feud with Carmelo Hayes? Do he team with Carmelo Hayes, or can they have individual success apart from each other
I'm
until
hoping,
they meet again?
yeah, I'm hoping that they're separated for at least 2 years. Because Trick is that type of person. We talk about Bianca Belair, her whole presence of how she comes out and she gets the pop of a lifetime, pop better than most men. Trick Williams gonna have that engaged because it's already been tested. Trick came out to help Carmelo when Carmelo was still transitioning between NXT and whatnot. Them people were saying whoop that Trick. When he comes to the main roster, he will be like most of the diaspora backs, most of the FBAs that's in that company. They're going to be entertained. Their value is going to be presented right there. It doesn't mean that Triple H, aka Triple K, is going to book them the way they should be. As far as I'm concerned, Bianca Belair shouldn't have lost that title until last year after WrestleMania. There was nobody better than her. Still to this day, nobody's better than her. And we got an upstart named Lash Legend who, in my opinion, should be coming for that spot.
Now, I want you to remember a couple of things, and I want y'all to remember this as we get ready to factor these portions into the to the conversation. And this is where I could go back to AEW too. But I'm gonna finish with the WWE real quick. Let's not forget that Becky Lynch is on her way back Monday, and Charlotte Flair is on her way back as well.
Jesus Christ.
Uh, so, and mind you, they've been gone for a couple of years apiece. Essentially, a couple of years apiece, on a consistent basis at least. Um, how do you figure that's going to factor Jade Cargill? I mean, not Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, who's nowhere near the women's title right now. Nowhere near the women's title conversation, I should say.
Well,
And Naomi, for that matter. Now, I believe that uh, do you and white folk have, oh man, white folk will lose their fucking mind to help elevate the United States women's title
mm,
or the United States or the Intercontinental title. Do you put that title on Bianca Belair?
and make Bianca Belair a
I
Grand
think they'll be
Slam
more
champion.
receptive if they gave it to Naomi, but Bianca Belair.
She'll be a legit Grand Slam champion.
No, she would, but I'm just saying, like, do you think they're going to go that route to keep her away from the women's title? At the same time, elevating whatever title she win on the mid level.
If they're serious about putting Bianca in that spot, in the middle of Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch. The only way that works is if she's going to grab that Intercontinental Championship, hold on to it, and pull an Ultimate Warrior, and you know that's not going to happen.
She don't need to do that, but just to hold it
But
and
she'll be
become a
dominant.
contender. And I mean, because if she got a good contender that could beat her for it, hey, go for it. Length doesn't mean anything because if you could, that did not come out right. Uh, the length of time the length of time doesn't mean anything if they do anything worthwhile with her. Like I said with Trick Williams, I didn't mind Trick Williams losing the title and Ethan Page, the white man, holding the title, so long as they kept Trick Williams relevant. Barry.
Yeah, I want to ask the bearded a question real quick. You there? You there?
Go ahead, brother.
Chat.
You there?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
By the way, Barry, you got a little bit of feedback on your end. Go ahead, I can hear you.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me turn it down. You hear now? I'm good now. I'm good now.
It's
You know
lower,
what I'm
but
saying?
it's lower, but it still got some feedback. I'm gonna mute myself. Go ahead, so I can hear you.
No, I'm saying, now I want to ask a question. Like, I'm of the mindset that Bianca Belair versus Jade shouldn't happen at WrestleMania because of Jade's shortcomings overall. And I think it would be a bad look, kind of, if they have that match, whatever, and Jade wins and it's like a mid-match. And I don't know, man. I just feel like Bianca's the way better wrestler. But I don't know. I just like, I feel like Jade coming there kind of halted Bianca's success, whether directly or indirectly, because of Jade's shortcomings. But I don't know what they're gonna do with Bianca at WrestleMania. I don't know. I'm yeah. It's just that's why I don't watch it no more. I got back into it because of the Hurt Business.
Okay, real quick. Oh shoot, my bad. Damn, what happened?
Here's another factor that I think that we need to look at too. If Jade cannot perform to the WWE standards, especially this soon, eventually they're gonna have to move on from her. At the same time, we still got the other American Negroes that are legitimate American Negroes in Lash Legend and um Jakara Jackson. I'm not even gonna put the mixed in. We could just use Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend. Um, like I said, how do you and that, I believe that they're gonna start them off in the tag team division. But like I said, it's gonna get interesting when you do have all of these American Negroes that come up on the roster. How do you give these people success without the whites feeling some type of way? And if the whites do feel some type of way, are you going to continue the success of the Negroes, not giving a fuck about how the whites feel, or are you going to cater to the whites and just start letting these people go? Are you going to start letting these people go? Are you going to find that, Trick Williams and Lash Legend got into it at the airport, so they both fired? You know what I'm saying? And white folk could justify that type of shit too. Well, they shouldn't have been arguing on the plane. Like, didn't Lee Fitton rape somebody? Tiffany Stratton called Jay Cargill a black bitch. Jerry the King Lawler, but I mean, how far y'all want to go with this?
Shit, dog, we ain't got that type of time to talk about Jerry King Lawler, bro.
I was gonna lead to Pat Patterson and shit,
Woo.
so I'm just trying to see how far do, Stone Cold beating his wife and found redemption and shit like that. Not only does Stone Cold beat his wife, you don't hear nothing about Deborah today.
Meanwhile,
For us to even feel sorry for the bitch. You know what I'm saying?
meanwhile, they don't
White
take
folk get real
they
selective with who they punish. And the thing is, you could look at the fact that Odyssey
Gone.
Jones, and there's still no type of proof, no court records, no nothing sitting up here saying that he was going to do something. Let's move on real quick to the New Day. As to where is the WWE figuring out what they're going to do with this group? Like, what's going on?
Well, first of all, I would like to say they are doing some slick shit and it's damn near predictable. They are wrestling this Monday.
I would assume that this is going, since they're going to Netflix and stuff, that they're going to start progressing beyond the booze.
It's going to be a loss. And I'm going to tell you why it's going to be a loss because I believe that
Who are they
they're
wrestling?
wrestling Rey Mysterio. And I think Pentagon is going to be his tag team partner.
Okay, they're going to win that. They're going to win. They're going to try to keep getting them over his heels.
I mean, I'm to be honest with you, you know how I am. I'm heel mindset. So even if they do lose, disqualification and squash the fuck out of Rey Mysterio, I'm cool with that. Or Xavier Woods rips his mask off.
I mean, because I do need some money if you want to, make a bet.
Xavier Woods pulls the mask off for the win.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You say pull the mat. I meant as far as who's going to win or lose. I did miss the aspect of you saying pulling the mask off.
Well, I don't bet on wrestling, but I do narrow it down to two scenarios. It's either
I mean, Rey Mysterio has been shown in family photos and stuff that they post on stuff, even with him at airports and shit without the mask recently.
mm-hmm,
And he looks like Rey Mysterio Sr.
mm-hmm.
How bad did Rey Mysterio age? Now, I want you to remember this. When we was seeing Rey Mysterio back then, he was in his early 20s. So he's in, yeah, I think he just turned 50. But we've been watching Rey Mysterio for 30 years, literally. So he was in his early 20s when we seen him. But, I mean, the fall off of the age, Mexicans age horribly because Rey Mysterio looked really, 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 really young even in his 30s and shit, the mid 30s. But look at him now. And then look at his wife. His wife was bad as hell. Now she got them big, bulky ass shoulders. She got that little China bun in the back. She look like China now. But to go back to the New Day, I don't think that they had no legitimate plans for the New Day when this stuff was happening, but I think they didn't expect for it to go to where it's going now, and I think they floating it, letting the people come out and boo the shit out of them and all this other different shit. And they bringing up legit claims. Why y'all doing this? You know what I'm saying? And then to the fans, why are y'all booing them? But it's cool. Um, and I do think that it's because they got the Netflix and it's the new year that they could start progressing with this storyline. But where do you think it's going to go? Even if Big E is healthy and able to get active in the ring again, if he's combating his uh, uh, the New Day, he's going to have to team with somebody. Who do you think that might be?
Uh,
Jack,
that's a good question. Well, we know
Odyssey Jones,
that would give me hope. If
I'm just,
Odyssey Jones comes back, which after just getting totally Rich Swan, somebody else that happened to, that will give me hope.
well, I mean, we gotta. You said Rich Swan, but we gotta make things make sense. Why would Rich Swan get involved?
No, I'm saying Rich Swan as a situation, not Rich Swan. I'm just saying he went through the same thing. They no trial, no error. Oh, you got a charge, you're fired.
And what was his charge
I think
for
it
the
was
record?
domestic violence. I could be wrong though.
And he married to a white woman, right?
Oh, is he?
I don't know.
I know so many
I
homeless
remember
people that
looking
look like
into
Rich
this a couple
Swan.
of months ago. I just don't remember. I remember looking into the fact that he got a charge. Was he convicted of that charge?
I don't believe so because he kept working.
Yeah. What's his name? The Riddle. Well, didn't he catch 2 or 3 charges? Until they fired him.
Yeah, Riddle on some bullshit.
You
yeah,
know, he failed the wellness test with cocaine.
yeah,
I think he's the most recent hardcore drug user in modern
yeah. They
time.
were letting him slide with
They
the weed the whole time, and then
was letting him.
he had to get some booger
I
sugar,
think they was letting him slide with the coke.
and fired him for some
Uh,
bullshit he did backstage.
um, White supremacy get an opportunity to have multiple chances.
Mm.
White supremacy led Tiffany Stratton to the women's championship, despite her racial history. Same thing with Rhea Ripley. A lot of people, and I bring this up every once in a while, Rhea Ripley had some um, things that she reposted on Instagram, maybe 10 years ago, that were anti-black. And that tends to pop back up on her every few years, but she's supposedly the face of the women's division. So, like I said, you got
Uh,
Charlotte that's coming
uh,
back. You
HP
got
for
Becky Lynch that's
context.
coming.
I hate to cut you off. For context, recently Rich Swan has been suspended from TNA due to an arrest for disorderly contact and has entered rehab. Last seen with turning heel on Joe Hendry and aligning himself with AJ Francis. Go ahead.
Why do they put that shit out there? You don't hear about white folk going to rehab.
Mm.
Uh, but why do they put that out there? Um,
Not even you don't even hear that with the Usos.
maybe he was forced to go to rehab with the disorderly conduct thing. So I'll give that the benefit of the doubt. We'll check that out, and if that's the case, then that's public record. So I'll double check on that.
Mm-hmm.
TNA. Moose. I haven't seen TNA in months. Um, Even though TNA was good, it was just too much on my plate. Um, but I found out that Moose was a Nigerian. Not only did I find out that Moose was a Nigerian, but I found out that he's anti-Negro, um, Black American. Um, Specifically, he opened Tessa Blanchard. He welcomed Tessa Blanchard with open arms, a big smile on his face. Um, Let me try to find that real quick. Um, how many other American Negroes is in TNA right now? Because I thought they were doing better with the black division, and then come to find out, nobody's around. What's going on with that? You know anything about TNA
Not really.
owner?
I mean, I know they got something going on with NXT, which kind of stalls right now. Go ahead, owner.
Is Chris Bay an American Negro?
Chris Bay, he could be Caribbean.
I believe he is.
I'm about to
Um,
check that paperwork right now.
how is he doing? Any update on him?
Oh shit, me and this nigga got the same birthday. What?
Any update on Chris Bay? Because I know that he had a very, very serious injury um, in Detroit, actually. But I haven't heard no updates in a while. Um, Anybody know anything? Because I
Uh,
believe it was a neck injury. He had to have emergency surgery that day because of that.
ooh, okay, that was 41. He hasn't really been posting nothing. Last post was 9 weeks ago. When was the injury?
Like,
The injury was at Bound for Glory, so that might have been October.
Okay, so that the ladder match, right?
The ladder match.
Him, who's this dude here? I can't think of his name. He was with that tag team. I cannot think of his name, bro. He got the System T-shirt on right now, but that was 9 weeks ago, and I could tell he's hurt right here. I don't really see anything past that. Checking right now. Check the injury update.
Mo owner. While he checking that, can you um can you look through the list of everybody on the roster? I'm doing something. Can you look through the list of everybody on the roster of TNA and count out the American Negroes?
See, they got AJ Francis. He's another.
He half white.
Okay, so
Really?
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
He
He ain't
got
got
a
no
he got
rip.
a he got a white mother. He got a white mother and she's dead.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
His father though, wasn't his father in the NFL?
Quite possible.
His father is
Jack Price,
his
uh,
father is Jack Price. Send me a picture of Jack Price. Is
Jonathan
he from Michigan?
Jonathan Gresham, of course, is there. Yep, from Flint, Michigan.
Get the fuck Jack Price is in TNA.
Yeah,
I used to I used to work with him. I
uh,
didn't know he was in TNA.
Leon Slater.
That's the referee husband. WWE let him go. I think he won
Leon Slater
the
and Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight's another.
is Kevin Knight an American Negro?
Flint, Michigan, the Black Diamond, Jack Price.
From Atlanta,
Yeah,
Georgia,
I know him very well. That's my man.
born January 1st, 1997. Kevin Knight.
I got started down in Flint with the training and shit. I got started. He came along just a little bit before or after. With the little same promotion and shit. And it was a little junkyard promotion. That's crazy. I didn't know he was in TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah Evans. She's one chicks over there.
You counting these people, right?
All right, that's all. Hold up, because this fucking page keep refreshing. All right, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tasha Steele's an American Negro. Tasha Steele, 8 American Negroes on the roster.
Man, I'm putting everything up in the damn jumbotron and the stuff I don't need to. And for program's sake, Chad, keep this going right quick if you free.
Yes, sir. All right. Owner.
Yo, what's up?
Did you get a chance to watch SmackDown this week?
Hell no.
You ain't missing nothing. I was actually like browsing through it now. Like, they did a couple of changes. The mat is like a light blue now. They kicked off with uh you know what I just realized, bro? Roman Reigns is the subject to damn near all the most important storylines. Yet the people that's beefing with him ain't nowhere near him. He ain't nowhere to be found.
Oh wait, say that again.
Okay, they started the Let me explain what I just said. They started the program off with Cody and Drew McIntyre. Cody came out, he was talking, and then Drew McIntyre came out and interrupted him. And it looked like McIntyre had some smoke. He ended up hugging Cody and telling him he wanted to help him. Now, Kevin Owens' beef with Cody is because he teamed with Roman Reigns and he is beefing with Cody instead of going to Roman Reigns. Drew McIntyre is beefing with everybody that was up under Roman Reigns, yet he's not going at Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins' beef with CM Punk is more intensified because CM Punk helped out Roman Reigns. This dude is literally the subject or co-subject of every storyline in the company that has any
See,
type
this
of
is what I'm
quality.
saying about the fans fooling themselves. Like, what the, and for the fact that y'all sitting up here calling Roman Reigns the greatest, this, that, and the other, especially in the modern era and all this other different shit. So I got a question. And I'm telling
You
y'all
saying
this.
this just happened?
I never asked y'all this question before. Can y'all name 10 matches of Roman Reigns that stand out to y'all right now off the top of y'all head?
Now I can name a
No.
few, not 10.
Just name those few right quick for me.
His
Uh,
first singles match on SmackDown.
What time are you talking about?
I think this was like 2016, 2015. This was after the Shield broke up.
What match was that?
I I I, I can only remember it because this is the first time I really watched this dude wrestle, and he did that drive by
I'm thinking
drop kick.
about it. I could actually name a few. I can't believe this. I can name a few.
But
Name them out. I
I
want to
never
know.
cared about Roman
I
Reigns.
want to know. And while you
His
do that, while y'all do that, I'm gonna name my personal analyst of them. But finish, owner, finish saying what you were saying.
No, I'm just saying I never cared about Roman Reigns.
No, I'm saying what stood out to you in the first match that you.
Nah, that drop kick you do on the apron
the
when you
drive
run
by,
around the ring. Yeah.
the laziest, safest
Oh yeah, that
move.
Hey, that's a athletic move.
It's the
I
safest
liked it.
move. It's the safest, most impactful move I've ever seen in my life. You can't. There's nothing happening to you. It's not enough impact for you to injure your tailbone, and it's not enough space for you to actually fuck it up.
The Stone Cold Stunner.
That's a safe move too.
I think
You know,
drive by
I
kick is a
stunnered
great move.
people
I
before.
thought
I stunnered people before, and generally I came down by myself. That's not a move that you could really do. That people could really do without cooperation.
Yes, sir.
Um, Barry, you could come back up whenever you're ready. I don't think that's what the case was. Chad, did you knock him down? Barry,
like at that time I was really watching like Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan.
Damn.
That's what I was watching for.
Let me get
huh?
Barry back up. Um,
Um, and Chad, when you do that, so can you name the matches that you was talking about? Because I want to see what this hype is about.
all right. I would say the first match that stood out was the where he actually looked like he could wrestle was the Brock Lesnar match at WrestleMania, which Seth Rollins got in. He was actually cooking. He came in there with a
Right.
game plan. He was getting his ass whooped, but he was not letting Brock pin him. That was the game plan. Tire Brock out, and then Seth came out there and fucked it all up, which was, I understand it
No,
was.
that all worked. All that worked.
Yeah, no, I'm not knocking it. I'm saying if Seth didn't cash in, if Seth would have waited for Brock Lesnar to lose to Roman Reigns and then came out, it still would have had the same impact. But
I think they was protecting Brock for Roman to because I don't think that Brock beat Roman again. I think they was protecting Brock for the future potential of them facing each other. And I know that they was years apart. But I think they may have possibly had plans if they could do it again at SummerSlam or Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania the next year, which they did, right?
mhm.
I think they protected Brock from getting pinned. Which Brock was due to be more protected than Roman anyway, especially since Roman would win every match after that.
Yeah.
So
Um.
it all worked out. Not to mention it elevated Seth Rollins, which I knew Tyler Black, Seth Rollins before, and the
Yep.
way he was in NXT and the elevation, he stood out to me more than anybody in the Shield. So didn't know that they were gonna make him WWE champion and stuff. I was just glad that it happened all at that time. And I do think that he should have been champion before Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose should have never been champion.
Yeah.
But we always knew that they was gonna make Roman Reigns the man, and I always knew that based off of that CM Punk interview with Coca Cabana.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how they put the emphasis, how CM Punk made sure that he put the emphasis on saying that they need to focus more on Roman Reigns throughout that one handicap match they had.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what's the next match you got?
AJ Styles when he beat AJ when everybody was pissed off that he
The
actually
Backlash.
nah it was not backlash it was 2016 he still had the vest on and AJ was
Motherfucker,
rocking
if I said it was Backlash, then it was
no it was
no. My
Extreme
bad.
Rules
The only
Extreme
reason I
Rules
said okay, all right, the only reason I said Backlash is because it was the pay per view after WrestleMania. So generally, Backlash is the wrestler. It could have been the Extreme Rules at at the WrestleMania that year. But it was the next one at the WrestleMania. So it if that was placed there as Extreme Rules, then yeah, it was that pay
I'm
per
looking
view.
on Peacock right now hold on I'm right here on Extreme Rules.
That match was good. That yeah, AJ Styles brought it out of him. That's what AJ Styles do. I want to say, from my personal standpoint, while you looking that up, two matches that stand out to me, the Roman Reigns, is the match that he had with Sheamus at TLC, where he lost, and then the next night, that match that he had with Sheamus, in 2000. I mean, I'm sorry, to win the WWE title for the first time. That match, those two particular matches, they was back to back. Those two particular matches stood out to me the most. Those were the best matches that Roman Reigns had, and he has not had a good match to me on that standard since or before.
Yeah, it was that's facts. It was 2016. See, this is why I love Peacock. That was so easy to look up with a fucking remote.
Peacock is difficult. The W that's still. I mean, I got used to it, but the WWE Network was way easier to
I
access.
agree. I agree. It was, bro.
Way easier.
Especially when you sitting on your phone. That shit was very good. You could just search a match and find it.
Yeah, you can search a match and find it. This they just send you all over the fucking place.
It took me a while to navigate it.
The only matches I couldn't find off rip it was Chris Benoit matches, and I hate that. Chris Benoit was a very pivotal person in the wrestling industry, and white folk has done some horrible things throughout life, but y'all choose to dismiss Chris Benoit like that. White folk, you ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, I'm a Chris. Like, come on, y'all know when to differentiate from the evil in the art.
No, no, let's act like
Come
Nancy
on now.
Benoit wasn't a bitch. Let's not act like she wasn't a bitch.
What
All
you
right.
look, you bringing this up? What do you
And
think
I
of the?
understand what Chris Benoit did to the little white boy because, he probably didn't want, he knew that, listen, if he was going to end up in prison or dead, that there wouldn't nobody be able to take care of that little fragile ex child. So he had to kill him. I understand.
What do you think of the possibility that I can't forget of they have a conspiracy around the whole situation. And it's far fetched, but they basically said it was another wrestler that did like a murder and got away with it. and made it look like it was a suicide. What do you think of that possibility? I can't think of his name. I'm trying to look up the
I
paperwork.
honestly don't know who you're talking about right
Was it
now. I thought
It
you
was
Chris
was
Sullivan.
Sullivan? There you go. Chris
who?
Sullivan. Hold on, I'm gonna look it up
Chris
right now.
Sullivan.
I'm about
Is
to
that
look it up.
World
Kevin
Class
fucking
Championship
Sullivan.
Wrestling? Who you talking about? That
Chris Sullivan.
name is starting to sound familiar, but the
Kevin
situation still don't.
WCW. Kevin Sullivan.
WCW. Kevin Sullivan, that's his name? Yes, that's what his name is.
Woman next husband.
Wait a minute.
He
Wait a
booked
minute.
the angle
Wait a
Oh.
that
minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Say that again. Wait a minute. What? Wait. What did you say he did?
There's a
he booked the angle when Woman and Chris Benoit were fooling around behind his back in
No, I
WCW.
get that, but didn't you say he killed somebody or something?
no, there's a conspiracy that it wasn't a murder suicide and that Chris
Okay,
Benoit was
Chad. Chad. Okay. First of all, we grown. All right. So I don't need to continue then, right?
there you go.
Cool. All right. So, let me get this match up here, man. This is one of the best 5 minute matches I ever seen.
Which one?
Uh, Chris Benoit versus Kevin Sullivan. I ran into this match not too long ago,
Is
and
it the
I
one
enjoyed
where
it
he had
thoroughly.
he was balding and he had the long hair, bleach blonde?
Is this the one when Chris jumped Sullivan on the ramp and just knocked this motherfucker out?
It was the one in '97. They were both rocking a mullet, but Sullivan had a bald spot in his mullet. It was bleach blonde, right?
Okay, first of all, they had a bunch of matches in 1997, and second of all, Chris Benoit always, Kevin Sullivan always had a mullet with the ball spot in it, from what I can remember.
So that's some vague shit. Then.
This one particular match, and you go, y'all. I mean, honestly, y'all can go back and watch all their
All
matches. I
right, the
mean,
one.
all of them was hard
All
hitting,
right, here I got
but
some
this one
different.
right here,
I got
this one
some
right
different
here
information.
is this one right here, and this one is a testament to WCW production, which is why WCW was far superior than the WWE. It was because of the production. WCW brought a live action feel that nobody ever seen in WWF or any wrestling promotion, and I think that's why they ended up getting over with Nitro. They came with it with production, and not saying that WWF production was bad. WWF production was great. It's just the presentation along with WCW presentation along with WWF was much different.
I gotta agree with you on that one. Even though I did the glitz and glamour of the WCW that I did see, it was next level. And at that time, the 82
Even for
weeks.
today, it's a lot better.
Oh, it's
Uh,
grown. It's grown, but it's picky and choosy. Like for
no, I'm
example,
saying even no, no. Listen, to what I'm saying. Even today, WCW Nitro production was is better than at least AEW.
I think the show from 7 years earlier is better than AEW in modern product.
are we which show are you talking about?
Oh,
He's talking about
WCW.
WWE.
Okay.
I'm talking about WCW. I'm talking about
Oh
I'm
no,
watching
WCW.
WCW
Look,
right
WC.
now.
If y'all go back and watch WCW, WCW 2000 was mixed, but if you go back and watch WCW 2001, the last year, it was good.
No, I'm talking about right now. I'm watching 1989 Road Warriors
Oh my
hitting the
god.
fucking
Oh, you watching the worst of WCW. 1999
But
was
this shit,
bad from January 1st, 1999 to December 31st, 1999.
I said
Right.
1989.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's different.
I'm watching Road Warriors throw the jobber up on their shoulders and knock him down.
And those jobber matches, and those pretty much is what those primetime matches were, and what those NWA studio matches were, and all that shit. But those 3 minute squash matches, 1 minute squash matches were better than me sitting there watching goddamn Will Ospreay on Dynamite for 25 minutes. Um,
Doing 5 pile droppers. Let's talk about the damn pile drop.
let's talk about it. Uh,
It used to be a banned move. If you did a pile driver, that was it.
you know,
DDT, that was it.
People
That was
make wrestling look bigger than what it is, and the thing that you would think, the DDT is the most technically supposed to be the
that's
DDT and the
supposed to
power
kill a
driver
person.
is supposed to be two of the
You dropping
most
somebody on top
devastating
of them.
moves ever. You're being dropped on your head. And it started off with it being done in variations to when you flip over and shit like that. And I thought that like The Rock used to do, and the guillotine or something like that, DDT or some shit. And I thought that took the sting out of the DDT, and that's why they started kicking out. If that makes sense to y'all,
Yep.
uh,
Like even different little psychology for moves. Like when Crusher Darso was doing the Russian sickle. It's just a clothesline, not the Koloff. He's just doing a clothesline, but it's a Russian sickle. And Magnum TA is telling you it's just a clothesline, but he's not doing it like everybody else does a clothesline. It's a different technique. Like little psychology like that.
they're just like Bradshaw. Bradshaw could take his took that clothesline, that lariat, and same thing with Stan Hansen, and they made it. I mean, because obviously when the 320-pound man is coming at you with that full force, you're in the force that Bradshaw put into it, and Stan Hansen put into it. It's believable for that to be one, two, three. It's over.
Same with Bobby Roode when he had long hair, the Northern Lariat. He used to take people's head off, and that was one,
Mm-hmm.
two, three. Scott Demore made sure that that move got over, and then it was an Impaler DDT once he cut his hair off.
Power bombs are supposed to finish you off. Power slams technically is supposed to finish you off. You know what I'm saying? And the key is this. These guys are a lot smaller than they used to be. Now, a power slam could put Jerry Sags down. One, two, three. You
Power.
know what I'm saying?
That was the finisher.
Why can't they put Darby Allen down?
Top rope moves were banned. You couldn't do moves off the top rope in mid south.
And I'm not saying I agree with that, but it did help people become more wrestling based inside that ring. It did, and top ropes is always a good aspect to have, but to go up there multiple times in the match and to go up, excuse me, go up there multiple times in the match and to go up there multiple times in a row. My bad, I was reading this down message. To go up there multiple times in the match and then to go up there multiple times in a row, that do take the downfall of the show. And like I said, because I don't want this point to get lost, a lot of people are much smaller than they were, um, throughout that time. And now you got people like Darby Allen kicking out of the most vicious moves known to man. These people created more vicious moves than the DDT, and people still kick out. Um, do that take away from the suspension of disbelief from y'all?
Yeah, I can't watch it. I can't get it. I can't get behind anything that's going on in the ring, and it, let alone outside when they get behind the mic. It's just there's no. It's insulting to my intelligence.
It's insulting to Shawn Michaels, who
Man, that poor super kick.
put you out. I mean, and he could hit it from so many different levels and it put you out every single time. Um, and not many people kicked out of his shit, and it had to be a WrestleMania.
And he
Uh,
had the best one. Did he create that move?
no, Chris Adams used to do it. From the early from the World Class Championship Wrestling, which is where Shawn Michaels originated from in Texas. But I'm not saying that Chris Adams is and Chris Adams was the trainer of Stone Cold Steve Austin, who by the way was killed right after Stone Cold won that in '01, the WWF title in '01. But Chris Adams is from my knowledge, is the earliest to use it Not saying that no one else did before, but I'm not aware of it. But Chris Adams is the first one. He had the famous turn on the Von Erichs with that super kick, and he did it just as vicious as Shawn Michaels could. But yes, the super kicks, the Usos and the Young Bucks and all these other different cruiserweights just devalued that move. But like I said, it's not just the fact that we taken away from these basic, what are known as basic moves now, finishing people out, the power bomb, the power driver, the neck breaker, um, the drop kick off the top rope, a drop kick. You know what I'm saying? Choke slams and shit like that. Very to the point to where now they come up with all of these different variations of these moves and make them even more devastating. And Orange Cassidy still kick out of it. One of the most disrespectful things to me. Kevin Owens got such a move set, but you still choose to do the Stone Cold Stunner and you don't win with them.
I think he should have kept doing the his best. Now Kevin Owens, who is a racist, because he had that whole thing with him and that announcer saying the N
Yes.
word.
The white sounding Latino.
Yeah,
He reminds you. I don't hear a single essay, nothing. You would not be able to tell this dude, and you still can't tell because he got the mask on. You can't tell if this dude is Mexican or not.
and see, that's the like. I throw one out
With
there.
that being said, he's very good at his job.
But
I
okay,
like him.
is he was he is he he's born he's legalized American, right? He was born here, right?
I don't know.
More than likely he was.
I don't know nothing about him. I know that him and Kevin Owens said nigga or nigger at an indie show. But I don't know nothing about his wrestling career whatsoever. All I know is that every time I turn on AEW, I would get rid of Tony Schiavone and I would get rid of JR. And I would get rid of Taz, but I would keep Excalibur
That's his name.
voice.
And
Cause he sound like a fucking professional white man.
I thought he was Joey
That's
Styles for 2 years.
you didn't think he was Joey Styles.
I'm just
Can we? I mean, don't do that. Don't do that. Can we give Joey Styles credit over JR as the
no, that's a
greatest
fact.
wrestling announcer?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Jr. has
Did he not
zero
hold it
fault.
He
down?
really held that ECW show
No,
down.
I will say this
He
about
held that
Jr.
motherfucker
I
down,
will
didn't
say
he?
this about Jr. And I don't give a damn what any of y'all say. His hatred and vitriol for Triple H gives me goosebumps to this day. That motherfucker
Well,
used to let hit. You son of a bitch! It was the funniest shit in the world.
Jim always knew when to turn it up. It wasn't just Triple H. Triple H was the villain at the time, but he always gave it to, go look at that commentary that he did with Terry Funk, beating the shit out of Ric Flair and shit. They gave Triple H a history with JR. After Fully Loaded '99, he broke JR arm. He viciously attacked him um, um, a couple of times. So they kind of built that type of thing with JR.
Mm, okay. Yeah, but I
Uh,
always found when they had Joey Styles, I always
with
saw it as a.
WWE,
Go ahead.
I didn't see nothing wrong with Joey Styles in the
Not
WWE.
at all.
The only reason why they got him off the commentators table on Raw when they did was to get on the ECW.
Hmm. Which was an absolute failure. Do you think ECW was a bad failure because of bad booking, or it was just
ECW was a failure because you got to remember ECW was a indie promotion.
an
Um,
alternative according to the status
so
quo?
trying to present the Sandman,
Whew.
they didn't have the key elements to ECW to make it ECW. They didn't have Raven, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Sabu, who was a big drug addict at the time, and Sandman, who was a big drug addict at the time. They was working with these newer people, and it wasn't coming across as ECW. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? And then RVD and Sabu fucked up. I believe to where Vince like, okay, now these are our top guys, and they fucked up immediately. Um, to where they had to WWE-nize it. But they didn't have the key elements to ECW. Even the end of ECW, they didn't have Rhino. Rhino got fired earlier that year for some stupid shit that he did with his wife. Actually, it wasn't stupid shit. He got into it with his wife in the hotel, and they made a big ruckus, and they fired him for
Oh
that.
shit! You just remind me of something. Just while you, damn, you really are a wrestling historian. Let me ask.
Well, I know Rhino personally. He stayed on the street from me.
Oh goddamn! Extra context. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the downfall of that new ECW was just due to Durag Vince and all the other bullshit, or do you think it comes?
I do want to give a little context on Rhino right
Go
quick.
ahead.
Rhino has been running his promotion in Michigan strong for the last 5, 6 years. You know, time creep up on the motherfucker. So when you look back, it could probably be a little bit longer than that. He also ran for local politics, and he's been very in tune with local Metro Detroit area. He's not in the city of Detroit,
Is he an independent
but
or
he's
Republican or
very
Democrat?
he in Dearborn. Republican or Democrat, I don't know. But he did run for some type of office in Dearborn.
Okay.
No, he didn't win, but he did. But he's one of the ones that stayed local. Like I said, he's not from Detroit, but he is very, very, very close. Like I said, down the street, but he's very close to Detroit. He did stick with that for sure.
Okay.
And he's very helpful in a lot of promotions here in Michigan. You know, that's a guy that give back to these promotions.
Are you a part of the group that believes that Rhino's gore is top two spear ever made?
His is very unique.
Yeah, because it's not a
You
spear;
could
it's a
put it
gore.
top five because to me, number one, the way Bobby Lashley started doing it in TNA,
The
um,
third
that
dimensional
jumped.
version,
Yeah,
the same as
that
Moose.
that jumped to number one to me.
Yeah.
Um, Number two, it was some people that had a lot of unique spears. Uh, Edge is not. I
I think
give him.
Batista has a pretty good spirit.
Wait,
Batista
as
had a good one.
Leviathan,
No,
he
I'm
had a good.
saying Rhino is better. Rhino Spears is better than those. I'm just jumping up to see who. It's one particular person that had a great spear that may have been an indie person. Um, Bobby Lashley, Rhino could be number two, but it's one more person that Goldberg. Uh, Goldberg might be number two for
All
me
right, I
because
gotta disagree with you a little bit on Goldberg. I like
why?
Goldberg because I think the jackhammer in this transition from that version of the spear to the jackhammer, I like the jackhammer better. With that being said,
Well,
hey, hold on, hold on,
it's
hold on.
it's one move.
No, but
What the fuck?
he has two different variations. Well, he has three different variations to the spear. It could be a spear out of nowhere, no point intended, or it could be the build up for the spear. And he also has the spear where he'll grab you by the neck, pick you up in the air, and spear you as you're coming down, which he did to Brock Lesnar when Stone Cold was the guest referee. That's my favorite version of that spear.
I don't rank these for the simple fact that and this is why Goldberg number two to me.
Mm-hmm.
Every spirit that he hit, you heard that boom from the crowd.
Yeah.
I could see people. Y'all wasn't, if you didn't live Goldberg, you didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy because you could see this shit now and see the reactions that people give now, and they still think that Goldberg was shit. Goldberg did what Goldberg was supposed to do. And WCW developed him into a better character, speaking character, and all that after Kevin Nash won the title.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching that match again. Kevin Nash was over, and it was due for him to win that title against Goldberg,
And Kevin
and they
Nash would
needed
tell
to.
you he was over.
No,
No,
I had a
no,
Goldberg themed cake. I was like 4, so
huh?
I had a Goldberg themed birthday cake when I was like 4. So
Damn, your childhood sound like the shit, nigga.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get no white man on my cake.
God damn it.
that's what we was fucking with. Bro. Hey, look, it was wrestling, WWF, Backstreet Boys. That,
It's better than
that's what I
it's
like.
better than the Blue Ranger.
Hold on. Wait a minute. What about the Backstreet Boys?
I fucked with the Backstreet Boys when I was in preschool, man. I like pop music when
What
I
the
was a
Ronald
toddler.
is going on in this motherfucker?
I like
Wait, HBK, what year you was born? 86 or 87?
I'm born in '97.
Okay, first of all, owner, that explains a lot. But HBK, you was born in
No, so
86 or
no.
87?
Wait a minute. Something don't smell right in
Wait
the
a minute, hold
chitlins.
on. You was born in 97, owner?
Yeah.
You sound like you own a junkyard and you got a light skinned
Dog.
son. I mean a dark
Get the
skinned son, bro. Ain't no way
dog.
you
Dun,
that
dun,
young.
dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now hold on a minute.
Damn
Wait a
owner.
minute.
Like you sound growner
Hold
than
on.
me.
Something don't smell right in the chitlins though. Something don't smell right in the chitlins. Now, I'm a geographical person. Um, you from the south, I don't envision y'all having white men on your cake. And listening to the Backstreet Boys. I could see, okay, you a wrestling fan and your parents recognize that, so whatever, get the cake and shit. What's up with the Backstreet Boys?
Nah, bro. I mean, shit. That
That's some
I'm
northern
talking about a
shit.
core.
That's some
Remember, we was
Florida
sitting
shit.
there watching MTV. Backstreet Boys came on. We was bucked for that. Like,
You and your siblings?
is that uncommon? Yeah, me and my brother was sitting there dancing in front of the TV to Backstreet Boys.
I'm sorry.
Nah, I got it. Yeah.
My man's and stuff, I gotta tell him the way it is.
Owner, you got like I'm just the first time I'm conversing with you and I can really hear the cowboy hat on top of your head. Nigga, I thought you was my age or older. And when the hell were y'all watching Backstreet Boys on like YouTube and shit? Cause they were way past their prime in your time. Cause you were born in
Nah,
97.
bro. Like
They
when I was like in
on
high
top
school,
of
bro.
what
Like
the
I was
fuck?
just like,
Oh, hold on, let's unpack this shit now. Cause first of all, you, what you just said was gay. All right, no Negro sat
I don't
there
even know their
and watched the.
catalog. I know one
No,
song.
bye
I'm
bye
just saying,
bye.
bro.
No,
Like white, like
wait, is that them?
we went on no like like we fuck with white people shit. We fuck with white people shit.
This is gonna make
John B and
this is
fucking Remy
going.
Shan,
Hey,
John B,
John B
Remy
and Remy
Shan, and
Shan, bro.
motherfucking Tina Marie.
What's whiter than Goldberg and Backstreet Boys, bro? I'm saying I fuck with white people shit.
Let's be unfair here. Goldberg is a mythical. How am I supposed to say this?
Wrestling is different
He's a
than
mythical
music.
Jew.
Wrestling is different than music, and like I said, I could see people from Florida listening to Backstreet Boys. I
How you gonna throw that shit
northern
on my
people.
fucking lap
I
like
was
that?
gonna say coming back to it, we didn't
I
listen
mean, but
to NSYNC and
but
Backstreet Boys and
they
shit.
made like hip hop music. Like that shit was like catered to like
It
young
was
children,
New
and it was
Jack
like hip hop
And you
Swing.
music.
serious than a motherfucker too.
I'm
Ain't
not
that a
gonna
bitch?
hold you. They did rip a lot of styles of New Jack Swing, bro.
Nigga,
Especially,
I don't give a fuck what they did. I was not into that shit. And none of the bitches at the time that I knew was into that shit. Nobody had, they may have had a crush on Justin Timberlake because the media was pushing him out more than anybody else in the Backstreet Boys.
I
But
hate to
other
say
than
this,
that,
but that's a whole nother white group. That's in sync.
it's the chat. What the fuck?
I know it
Tomato, tomato.
because
What the fuck you want me to say? They
But
all
I'm
the
talking
fuck, they
about,
the
man,
Osmond family to me.
we wasn't even
How
like
the
in school yet. So we just seen the shit was on TV. Okay, we fuck with it.
Oh, we knew they existed. We knew Hanson existed. Boom, bop, beat, don't the beat, don't bop,
no,
don't that
wait,
song.
wait,
I
wait,
know,
wait.
yeah. We knew that they existed, but
Wait.
we didn't.
I know for a fact you brought up that you was born in the '80s, but more and more you talk, that 8 starts to turn to 7, and now did you just say Osmonds? That 8 turns to a 6 now.
So it's no. What I'm saying is, there's no difference in white folk, no matter what stage, what decade they were in.
HBK, you watched a lot of TV Land when you was in your teens, didn't you?
Listen. I know a lot. I
You
listen. All
do,
right,
you do.
I do. Let's find out who this is. Right quick before we continue. Uh, Welcome to Rasslin with Racism.
Fucking shit, man. You guys watch a lot of shit about the WWE, right?
Depends on what era you're talking about.
Like the 03, 06 era, when shit was real.
That was real to you?
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
was it not? The fucking Brock Lesnar days? Fuck yeah.
it was good shit. It was damn good shit. That's probably like the end of my consistency of watching it. But yeah, it was good shit.
Before you got punk ass white boys like Logan Paul now. Fuck yeah, it was.
I think it started sucking long before then.
You think it was sucking when John Cena joined or what?
I'm sorry, repeat that.
You think it sucked when John Cena joined or
I don't know. It was good. It was good. They was transitioning. We just kind of talked about that with them transitioning out of the invasion and shit. How pretty much the Stone Cold Steve Austin destroyed the roster and they had to rebuild. And so John Cena coming in, they was in their rebuilding stage. It was bad TV, but looking back on it, it's better than the shit that you see now.
yeah, I can't stand the fucking shit on TV now. Like I even with CM Punk, man, that shit pisses me off.
So is that stuff is '03 and 03 to '06 is that when you generally started watching?
No, that's I've been watching like since fucking 1998. Like that's like the best era ever.
I could give you that 1998 and stuff. So yeah, I'm just around the time that me and the Beard Man started watching.
Xander,
Uh
for clarification
Yeah, so we
purpose
all started
only,
watching at the same
are you a DX baby?
Man, what?
Like when you was a
were
kid,
you DX or were you
yeah,
NWO?
that's what I want to know.
If I was like, what? What do you mean?
Were you around the time you was a teenager, just getting ready to, transition into a young man? A lot of
Who are you clicked with? Did you see in my school we had cliques? We had the NWO or we had DX.
There's no wrong
No, I
answer.
was
Um,
homeschooled. I
it's
was
no wrong
homeschooled.
answer.
At that time, I was like fucking 8 years old in '98.
Mm.
I was too.
So I was
Shit,
like just
So
turning
he was he
10 in
was he was
2000.
96, but
basically a baby face. He was all up on the winners.
I was born almost. I was almost born in the '80s. I was born in 1990.
Oh, there you go.
so
Okay.
do you watch right now?
Right now, fuck no.
Yes.
I stopped watching that shit.
What
When
time
Logan
frame
Paul
did
joined,
you
that's when I had it. I was like, I quit. CM
what
Punk's
time
not
frame did
anymore.
you stop watching?
Right around 2022,
Mm.
just before. just before 2022, like December of 2021. That's like I gave
So
up.
it didn't have nothing to do with Vince McMahon, and it didn't have nothing to do with AEW. It's
I
just
just
you
got
just
pissed
knew
off,
your
and it was
time
like
was
it
your
was too
time.
much.
I understand. So you still watch the classics and shit. You got Peacock and you utilize
Classics,
YouTube and
a little bit of UFC. Yeah, you know.
all
Okay.
right. You kind of line up along with everybody else up in here because we, especially with the length of time that we watched, we could skim watch the shit and get a general gist of everything, and we know what's going on and how it is. Just for 1 second, for programming sake, this is wrestling with racism.
Okay.
What's your ethnicity?
Oh, I'm white.
That's not an ethnicity.
What do you mean?
Okay, so you were born in America, right?
Born in America? Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I was born in at the time. Yeah, Hawaii is a state, so
Oh, okay.
Samoan
Are
maybe
your
Samoan
parents? How
slash
about your
American.
parents?
All in Hawaii, Samoan slash American.
So you Polynesian.
Yeah.
That's your ethnicity.
Hmm.
But you identify as white
Well,
for
yeah,
the
I'm
record.
American. Yeah,
All right, cool.
I'm not a
All right.
fucking terrorist or anything.
I'm just get real specific on that. There's no problem, despite what you may see or hear on Twitter. I'm not a racist. It's just, I deal in
Okay.
race relations. Okay.
All right.
How did you come upon this space?
Well, I was just typing in the fucking UFC slash fucking WWE and it's popped up.
Okay. All right. All right. And you're not a current watcher. Like I said, this
You stopped
what
No,
you
this is my
stopped
first
watching
time.
after they released Bray, right?
After they reached Crane.
After they released Bray.
Bray Wyatt.
No, I stopped watching like right when they signed fucking Logan Paul. I gave up on that point.
So Roman with one belt, not two.
No.
Okay, there you go. All right.
So it's an interesting time that you quit watching it.
Very.
And with that being said, and that's unique. So I do want to know your perspective on this. Have you since stopped watching? Have you kept up at least on the? Me personally, I haven't sat down and watched the full episode of nothing since WrestleMania. I went to the SmackDown after that, and I didn't even watch the replay on TV or nothing. So
Yeah, no, I
that
keep up with the news wise. I just don't watch anymore.
Okay, so there we at.
Yeah.
So you pretty much in the same boat. So now, since you know that you've been hearing that they've been picking up the quality of the TV, which I disagree with, but the general consensus is that they have gotten better overall as a product.
Mhm.
On AEW may have declined and WWE elevated. That haven't piqued your interest to come in and sit down and try to watch.
A little bit, yeah.
And so, have you checked out a few episodes?
Right now, no, no.
Oh, so you've been interested to just pique your interest, but you still haven't sat down and watched. Would you be willing to try to watch Raw on Monday since they going to Netflix?
Is it going to Netflix?
Yeah,
When's this?
Monday.
No, but when they announce this?
Oh, a couple of months ago,
Oh,
about
what
two
the
or three
fuck?
months ago.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen
Yeah,
anything
I
about it on
know.
Netflix. Maybe it's like different fucking time zones or something.
See, the key is the reason why I'm asking you this stuff is because to me the product has been trash. Me personally, and maybe
Yeah,
a couple of I don't want to speak for them, but maybe the other guys on the panel. But
yeah, I know what you mean.
the product has been trash. But the ticket sales is at an all time high. The ratings are doing acceptable to their standards, I guess. Um, and people are more engaged and they are generally happy with what's being presented. But the fucking product, honestly, to be honest with you, and this is coming from the person with just as much experience as you, the product is trash. And if you wish to turn on Raw, they may go a little overboard this Monday because it's the first. But if you start watching within a couple of weeks, you're gonna feel the same way. The shit is trash.
Yeah,
The roster is trash. Um, have you attempted to watch AEW?
yeah. I like what
Um,
CM Punk's doing for that shit, but other than that, I mean, it's okay.
you got to be trolling.
What do you mean?
Um, CM Punk in the WWE.